So the community hub was placed at the outdoor centre. However, we were running the childcare hub here in the high school, and there was crossover between us and the community hub, not least when the children went over to do the hub over the summer holidays. But in addition towards getting out the vouchers for food and the organisation regarding sending out free school meals in the beginning, obviously that evolved over time, but we played our part as a school, checking who was entitled to free school meals, clothing grants, etc., to ensure that no young person was missing out from that.
I think to start with, it was very new. So, as you know, my job was centre manager of the outdoor centre. March the 20th we saw our last school leave, and from that moment on the whole concept of the centre changed, and we had to then work out, well, for me personally, work out how we were going to support the communities. People could phone up if it was for financial stuff, if it was for extra support with food, come on to that later, if it was to do with shielding groups, started to house or offer accommodation for the extra nursing that was coming onto the island. We set up a food voucher system for those most vulnerable and those that had been affected not only financially but also for children who would normally receive additional support through the authority with free school meals, clothing grants, and trying to catch up that, because that was something that had sort of everything else had taken place, getting COVID and locking down, where actually there was still those and even more added pressure about food poverty. Connectivity, the most vulnerable, and it was an age group from 5 through to 75, 85, 95, you know, of what we were dealing with.
Making the masks came about, I think, from seeing kind of news reports of PPE shortages.
Some days were tiring. Miss McNeese, he took over printing the 3D masks. They had started doing initial versions, so we had something to get out to the community straight away. So it meant I got to see a wee bit of him, but we did it for social distancing. He'd be printing, I would then pick up a batch that he'd printed, take them back, I would do the acetates and get them attached, package up, post them to the mainland, deliver them round about the island. A lot of hours were spent, but yeah, it was worthwhile. It was nice to be able to see you could do something to help people.
It was over 1,000 masks in the end we made. And it was mostly within the community. Some went to Cross House Hospital, Ayr Central, some went to Arran Memorial Hospital. There was carers, there was people getting in touch with our faculty leader via Facebook, asking for them. So it was kind of publicised within the community, and there's lots of people in the community wanting them.
I think one of the major positives about COVID precautions, if there could be any, is that it's forced teachers, I think, to absolutely have to get a grip of IT in a way that they've never had before. And the other thing I'd say is it's involving parents in a way that's never done before, because obviously parents can see what's there, and we're using Show My Homework so that parents know what is expected of young people as well.
It's been very difficult to teach, as you can imagine, a practical subject, particularly when schools went into lockdown, because you don't know what resources people have at home, whether they can do what you set them, whether the co-op will have what they have been asked to cook.
Online learning is great if you can get online. I think our teachers pulled off a miracle job. We actually made up packs, and again we delivered those around the island so people could do it in a hard copy using textbooks, jotters, etc., to make sure wherever possible that no one was missing out, whether it's due to lack of expertise or lack of resources or know-how.
For our subject in particular, we're very limited with what resources are available. Yeah. So much of our work requires specialist software or tools, equipment, so we're struggling at some points. But
it's just difficult. We only had one computer, so, and your mum's already working online, so it's like.
Doing things online was fine. We were just able to adapt, but having things like Wi-Fi issues was always kind of an issue. We've now developed an Instagram page as well, so we're just trying to kind of get to reach out to different audiences as well.
Online learning was very difficult. It's like reading a book, but you only get like the questions and not explaining it. Like it didn't work for me.